sorter. All right, so I'm gonna go fly down there and see what I've gotten so far. Nice. Oh, and I get all the XP down here. Oh, but I get the XP from down here? I can't get it from up there? Shit, I might as well just AFK down here. What the hell do I have that up there for? Well, at least we got a bunch of redstone and gunpowder and sugar. Oh, and a piece of scaffolding. And what is this? Potion of swiftness? For 3 minutes? This is great. Alright, let me go to sleep really quickly. I don't know if I need to be a certain distance away for this to spawn, but I don't know why I keep getting that glitch. Okay, so maybe I need to be up there in order for it to... Oh, I was supposed to hold the looting 3 sword. Whoops. So it looks like they're not spawning. Looks like nothing's spawning while I'm down here. But I'll take the loot. Alright, let me fly up there. Oh, I can do it. Alright, so he said hold a looting 3 sword. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this shulker box. Now I'm gonna start putting all the redstone I get in this one. Then I'm gonna take this shulker box. And there's a bunch of junk in here. So I'm gonna put the stuff that matters. So this. And then there's this shulker box with the items that I brought. So let me put that there. Redstone. Put that in the redstone box here. And then we can take a lot of this junk. I can't turn that into anything. I could turn that into stuff. I have a bunch. I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't really know if I need that. I'm gonna keep the gravel. Okay. Let me just go ahead and throw this overboard. All this junk. I don't need this. I have plenty of that. Okay, so put this here. Put this here. The cauldron? I don't really know what to do with the cauldron. I'll put that in my inventory. All right. Throw this overboard, throw this overboard, or throw this overboard. Okay, and then... Alright, we have that shulker box now. Oh shit, I forgot. I need to throw this out. Okay. Throw this out. Alright, so I'm gonna keep these two shulker boxes out. Got the looting 3 sword out. Low-key, I want to go down there and grab the XP for my pickaxe. You know what sucks is that you gotta come down here and get all that XP. Wow, you get a lot of shit. That's crazy. Why do you get sticks? Alright, I'm really just here for the... I don't really know what the purpose of this potion of swiftness is, but... I'll take the glass bottles, I'll take the sticks. I really care for the sugar. I guess the speed would be good when I'm doing my build down there. I don't really need the gunpowder. But the redstone does. I would like for these to take up most of these spots. That way, it goes in the order that it belongs to. Okay, so you only get the stuff when you're up there. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, you get a lot of shit. Not really sure if I like getting all this shit, but you get a lot of it. Because they know they soft. Okay, so I'll hang on to the looting 3. Where she always be. I need a... She got so cold on me. She said, yeah, keep making the platinum and gold for me. I just hate how they give you a whole bunch of shit that I don't really care for. I don't like that part. Just want to. Just not through. Figure it out all wrong. I'm not really sure how long I should AFK here, but at least I got almost 2 stacks of redstone. Well, I did bring some of the redstone. But when I go down there, I get mad XP. Which is good. Oh, sticks. I forgot that was part of the loot. Put that there, I guess. Fireworks in Lake Michigan. I'm coming home again. Alright, so we don't need another flint and steel. So what I could do is I could put this here. Put the flint and steel back where it belongs. Oh, I could put another trident. I forgot I had one. Cool. Maybe we could start again. Oh, I could use this. Okay, I could put this back now in that corner. Putting this here. And place that there. Put this here. And then this we could put here. All right, let me go down there really quickly. Because I need to... Okay. Oh, I should have just left this here. Anyways. Ah. Maybe I'm too close. There we go. Nice. This is coming along very nicely. All on me, huh? Oh, damn, I accidentally took one of the tridents. Fuck. Damn it. And I just grabbed the other one on accident. Alright. I'm not open anymore. Okay. Okay, let me just fucking fix this. This is why sometimes I really hate these tridents. They get really frustrating. Said to put 2 of them in here. Cover it up. All right. Okay. That way I don't have to worry about... I think this is an extra one. Yep. Yeah, they only spawn when you're up there. That's crazy. What? Whatever. Not gonna argue with logic. Oh, come on. Nice. Took half my fucking health. All right. All right, this should be good, man. I mean, it sucks that I have to go travel all this way in order to have unlimited redstone, but what are you gonna do, you know? What are you gonna do? Mm-hmm. 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 Joanna. Joanna. Alright, I'm gonna go trade this water for a cold water. And I will be right back. Just trade this for cold water and I need a snack. Mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Damn it. I need to start holding this out when I come down here. 34, that's it? Okay, so what I think I'm gonna do is put these at the bottom. Then I put these like this. And then all these. And that should sort everything that comes out of here. Alright, let's do this again without taking half our health. Alright, my landings are getting a lot better. Alright, so we do looting 3. I love you, smile. I love it when you smile. Okay, so you know what? While we're here, let's be productive. So while we're waiting for our redstone to pile up, let's watch here an item sorter video. Some more item sorter videos. Alright, let's go into YouTube. Let's do large scale. Oh wait, okay, let me look up non-stackable item sorter bedrock. See if I can find anything in there. Oh, you could do it with allays.
Glad trash bags with a 2 times stronger top for over-the-top strength.
Have you ever wished that your storage system could sort non-stackable items? Well, it can.
But I didn't, I don't see like the big like SB using allays as non-stackable item sorters.
By a member in my Discord, and he has a fantastic YouTube channel where he does all kinds of crazy stuff with redstone. You should definitely go check him out, especially if you're interested in logistical redstone. He will show you some crazy magic. Be sure to check the video description for a link to his channel. We'll be going over his design because it's much better, but what you see here was the first thing that I came up with. The way this one works is we're essentially bottlenecking the hoppers. The bottom hopper remains locked until 2 ticks after an item has entered the middle hopper, giving it enough time to try to push its item into a container. The top hopper is locked both immediately and after a 2-tick delay to sufficiently bottleneck the system so that it works. But his design is much smaller and doesn't use any redstone dust at all. He uses a dropper instead of bottlenecking the hoppers. Now, unlike an allay sorter, this cannot sort every single type of non-stackable item. Basically, we can sort discs, books, bottles, potions, and shulkers using this redstone method. This uses the mechanics of the special containers to filter items, so a brewing stand, chiseled bookshelf, shulker box, and jukebox. The brewing stand filters water bottles and potions, the bookshelf filters out books, the shulker box filters shulker boxes, and of course the jukebox filters discs. All four of these will use the exact same redstone, but there are a few nuances, such as the jukebox's output being one block lower because it needs a minecart to pull the discs out. Now to sort any other type of non-stackable item, we of course would need to use allays, but they can be kind of hard to find and laggy, so it's nice that we at least have these four to choose from that we can build anywhere just using redstone. Before we get to the build tutorial, because of how simple yet customizable this is, I want to talk about the mechanics that allow this to work. Starting off, we have a chest and a hopper pointed off to the side. This will bottleneck the item intake so that
any other. Put a pin in that one. I kind of like some of his explanations, so I'm gonna item sorter guide, stackable, non-stackable Minecraft redstone tutorial. Okay, this was a year ago. All right. Let's see here. How to build a non-stackable item sorter. Minecraft 1.9. Easy LA item sorter tutorial. Okay, no, that's 4 years ago. 2 years ago. Impossible non-stackable item sorter. 1 year ago. He uses... Holy shit. Automatic wood farm. Yeah, my wood farm works, but it's really slow. For Minecraft Bedrock 1.21. That's the one I was watching. Easy auto sorter. Let's see, absolute best auto sort for Minecraft. But I want to do a mostly system storage. Okay, non-stackable item sorter. This was a year ago. Okay, multi-item bulk storage. This was 3 months ago, but that's not the one. Stackable, let's see. Stackable, non-stackable item sorter. 7 months ago. Probably the most underutilized add-on to any farm. Show it on my gold farm, witch farm, and double spawner farm. The non-stackable item filter, day 7. That's a different kind of wood farm, isn't it? Oh, with composters. Alright, no TNT. Infinite coal farm. Okay, hold on. Non-stackable item sorter. Easy and simple item sorter. Let's see here. Easy LA item sorter. Damn. How to make a non-stackable item sorter, Bedrock, 2 years ago. This looks kind of simple, but I don't think it'll go with. These are shorts. Building a perfect 1.20 sorting system base in Minecraft Survival 1 year ago. The plan perimeter prep, running the perimeter, storage prep, nether portal, adding finishing touches, outro. Okay. I made an item sorter in Minecraft. That shit looks crazy. Item sorter, easy expandable, full auto. Okay. I like that, but I don't think the water one is the one I want. Even though I don't know if I want that. Okay, automatic sorting system, but what if I want... My problem is that I want them to show me how to do this stackable and non-stackable. 1 month ago. All working, duplication, glitches, bedrock. Okay, no. Sorts all non-stackable items, super compact. This is 4 years ago. An item storage system that stores literally every item. Non-stackable and stackable item sorters explain redstone for noobs. This is 4 years ago, but it's probably still valid. Best item sorter ever. This item sorter is cheap, expandable, and overflow proof. Hold on, because this one says you could stack any item.
60,000 bonus points to stop scrolling and start living.
I don't know what that
Redeem
means.
points for travel with Chase Sapphire Reserve.
Turn your daydream.
Hopper and a lot of
any
building
item?
blocks. Actually, not that much. So let's stop talking and let's get to building. Okay, and the first step is really important. You need to decide how many blocks you want to sort. This is gonna depend on your situation, but for this tutorial, I'm gonna go for 4 items. The first thing that you need to do is place 4 double chests next to each other, just like this. If you went for more items, you're gonna need more double chests, it's obvious. Go behind them, crouch, and place 1 hopper for each chest, just like I'm doing here. Now place a temporary block on top of the hoppers, and then place 1 row of blocks next to them, just like one's in the middle. You're gonna go to each one, click on them, take your named items, and listen carefully. You're gonna be placing 1 at the end, so you're gonna be placing 4, believing the first spot open. And in this open spot, you're gonna be placing at least 42 of the item that I want to sort in this chest. I obviously went for the best item in the game, which is the waxed oxidized cut copper stairs. So you're gonna place it in there, and you're gonna notice that it's gonna start going down, but it's gonna stop at a certain number. Let's go, we stopped at 41. So now repeat the same step that we did for this hopper for all your other hoppers. There is also a cool thing that you can do is take some item frames and place them on the chests, and then place the item that you have in that chest so you don't get confused. So for this one, it's gonna be the wax upstairs, conduits, suspicious gravel, and this one is wind charges. And now, ladies and gentlemen, your item sorter is complete. I'm gonna show you how it works, and it's really simple. So this top chest right here is where you're gonna be putting all the items that you want to sort. As you can see here, I mixed it up, so there are some items that are in the item sorter and some that are not. I'm just gonna put them all into the chest, and now it's gonna work automatically. So the first item is suspicious gravel, so it should go to this chest right here, and as you can see, it's filling up. But the item that's coming next is the cactus, and we don't really have it in the chest, so let's see what happens to it. Okay, it just went in. You don't find it in any of the chests, but you're gonna be finding it in this chest right here on the left. As you can see, this is where all the unsorted items go. It's just that simple. Bye-bye!
Alright, that one didn't go into detail about stackable or unstackable items, and I don't like that. Simple auto sorter fast. But items to be sorted finally come down in the ropes, hoppers, place filter blocks. My question is, easy armor and tool sorter. Why are they all 3 years ago? Sorter tutorial, Bedrock edition. Minecraft Bedrock, new item sorter, simple, cheap, reliable. Okay, item category sort system. He's got a very complicated one. Minecraft Bedrock easy multi-item storage system tutorial, fast, silent, simple. My question is, this is 3 years ago, but he got non-stackable items in there. Alright, let me give this guy a try.
When you can set up reliable Spectrum internet in minutes, you can feel at home in minutes.
Hello everyone, Silent here and welcome back to another Bedrock Edition tutorial. Today I'll be showing you how to build a pretty awesome multi-item storage system in your Bedrock Edition worlds. Multi-item sorters are one of the best types of storage system in all of Minecraft. They are extremely customizable, modular, upgradable, and seriously, they're just great all around. The one that I'll be showing you how to build in today's video is super reliable, completely silent, fully automatic, and again, super duper customizable as well. So this multi-item storage system can be expanded or shrank to fit your needs. The basic system that I will be showing you how to build comes with 54 double chests of storage, which is way more storage than most anyone will need. I don't even know what to do with that many chests, and I'm the one that designed the system. But you can shrink this down to just be like 6 double chests, and you can even expand the system up to 90 double chests per module. And of course, you can build multiple of these modules. It is seriously way more storage than you'll ever need. Trust me, you probably don't even need 54.
I think that this is going to be freaking
but
really
with 54 double
build.
chests, you can have 54 different types of categories, and each one of these double chests can sort and store 54 different item types. So like this chest right here is for all of our different food types. We can.
Alright, hold on a second, because although 5 useful item sorters for Minecraft, Bedrock, Java, and Bedrock. Allay non-stackable item sorter. Allay. Okay, this is 3 years old, but it doesn't look super complex.
The old school one, which still works after all of these years. And then lastly, you have an item filter for non-stackable items, such as tools, books, gear, and shulkers. Now if we pop these items inside here, they should all go inside this chest. And yeah, as you can see. And if we place some dirt or grass inside this chest, it should go all the way back here to the overflow chest. But hey, let's start with the first one. This design is originally made by Impulse SV. Check
Okay,
the
so
link
the
in the description.
non-stackable items, you can't. You could separate them. You could separate them, but you still have to filter those by yourself, which I guess is fine. Item store overflow protection. All right, I'm gonna have to go with this guy's. Well, this guy's tutorials and then this guy's tutorials. Believe it or not, his seem to be pretty decent. Multi-item bulk storage, stacking filters, sort items in any combination, shulker, unloader, mist sorter. Shulker unloader, multi-item sorter, Minecraft tutorial. Alright, let me look at his playlists. Item storage, tech. 12 videos.
Do you ever wish that your item filters could be just a little bit faster? Well, they can. I'm your host, Ledoux, and in this episode, we're going to build a double speed item filter. Let me start off by
Stacking filters.
let's continue exploring the mechanics behind item sorters. I'm your host, Ledoux, and in this video, we're going to look at how to stack filters. Traditionally, we just line filters up in a row and have them each sorting a single item into a chest. But alternatively, we can stack the filters on top of each other and merge their outputs. Of course, we can still tile these next to each other in long rows and end up with something like this. What you see here will sort 30 different items down into 10 rows of chests, but you could expand this infinitely. Build more vertical rows, horizontal cells, or even zigzag it above the ceiling or behind a wall. The number of items that get sorted into each row of chests is totally customizable. You can keep it at a static average, or you can have some chests sort a single item and others sort 16 or 32 items. Recently, we've talked a lot about slot sorters because they are a super cheap and easy way to sort multiple items down into single chests. We even went over how to add bulk filters to a slot sorter to compensate for some of the misses limitations. However, stacking filters ends up sorting multiple items down into single chests without any of the misses limitations. Before we jump into the build tutorial, let's go over some of the basic mechanics, starting with the two different types of filters. So here we have an overflow protected filter that has 3 dust. Basically, any filter that has 3 dust will be overflow protected. And what that means is that if the items in the output fill up and back up into the filter hopper, it will never break or drain neighboring cells because the strength can never reach a strength of 4. Whereas here we have a non-overflow protected filter. It only has 2 dust, and the second dust is being redirected into the torch via that piston. But with the non-overflow protected, if the output fills up and overflows into your filter hopper, the strength will reach a strength of 3, which will drain and break neighboring cells. Now, even though the non-overflow protected is smaller, the overall redstone will remain the same size regardless of which filter you use, just because of how much room we need to have in between the intake lines. The main benefits to using the non-overflow is that it requires less items to be trapped, and then also if you're building this above a ceiling, it is a little bit shorter, so it's easier to hide the redstone and build the ceiling higher up.
Adobe Acrobat AI system is super helpful because it allows me to weed through everything that I don't need and get to what isn't.
Look at all this redstone I just got. Holy shit.
And then you have something that you can build on and then come out with like...
The main thing to think about when stacking filters is your intake line. You know, your intake line is this tube that the items travel through that needs to go all the way from the input to the output and pass by all of the rows of filters. So how your intake line is set up will basically dictate where your input and your output are and where you can put filters. So something like this that weaves out and then back around has your output be on the right side, whereas your input is on the left side. You know, then we also have it one block apart right here, 2 of the item lines, which allows you to mirror filters next to each other or across from each other and combine them into one. So here we have 2 filters being merged into that, being funneled down into a 3rd filter right here. So this would filter out 3 different items. So the way that you merge filters together is what dictates the items that will be in each vertical row of chests. So like we could have a single one just for cobblestone, and then have the next one have 5 different items for all of the variants of stone. Or, you know, whatever combination of items that you want to sort down into single rows of chests.
I'm watching a
Without
tutorial
further
right
ado,
now.
Let's jump into the build tutorial. So for this example, I'm going to start off with just a single side and sideways chests, and then I'm going to talk about how to curve it around a corner.
You can't hear the video I got going on in the background.
Yes, I can. I can hear all the background noise. I could just turn down your volume just a little bit because I'm watching a video and I'm trying to understand. Like, I'm actually trying to understand the concept. Seems complicated. It was very complicated. You don't have to turn it off. You just
I turned
lower
it
it.
off because I just basically came on to just make sure I have everything put back because I think I'm gonna get off and eat.
I thought that's what you
And
just
then-
went to do.
I just made food.
Oh, okay. All right, cool.
But I'm making sure I was in the house and had everything placed where it should be.
Okay. All right, let me finish. Let me go back here so I can understand his mechanics here.
I
So,
am
and then
very
he also
impressed with my
teaches
little
you
house.
this redstone farm is unbelievable.
Is it
I'm
a
just
pain in the ass?
No, it's working. I'm already at almost a half a shulker box full in just what I was watching. I've been at it for 20 minutes. I mean, and then it gives you a whole bunch of different it gives you a whole bunch of different items. There's gunpowder that comes out of here, sugar, glowstone dust, potion of swiftness, potion of healing, underwater breathing potions, glass bottles, sticks. I mean, just a whole bunch of shit. Anyways, let me get back to this video.
Alright.
And then also, if you're building this above a ceiling, it is a little bit shorter,
you don't need me
so
for
it's
anything
easier
else
to
tonight, do you?
hide the redstone and build
No.
the ceiling higher up.
Okay.
The main thing to think about when stacking filters is your intake line. You know, your intake line is this tube that
I
the
wonder
items
if there's a
travel
way
through
to make.
that needs to go all the way from
I
the
wonder
input
if there is
to the
such
output.
thing as a filter for. I mean, a farm for what's the word I'm looking for?
Gold?
Quartz. No, gold. I know is
Quartz?
already exists. Yeah, quartz farm.
Gold would be a pain in the ass one, but that would be a good one.
Yeah,
Too
gold
much of
farms
a
are
go through.
easy. It's just a matter of the nether portal, making nether portals and getting the piglins in is super. Like, I've already seen that. That to me is not gonna be too hard. I don't know if we're gonna always have to mine for fucking quartz or what, because I need a lot of quartz for comparative. Quartz farm Minecraft bedrock. I wonder if that's possible. I don't think anybody drops quartz, do they?
No.
Best piglin bartering farm in Minecraft. Oh, you could barter with the piglins to get quartz. That's the only easiest way.
It sounds to me the best way is just to continue doing what me and Shen do.
Yeah, I know. But I was just seeing if maybe there's a way I can make a farm.
Make it easier on us.
Yep. Because, you know, if we ever want to make a million comparators for some massive build, you're going to need a fuck ton of quartz. The only other thing people probably do to get quartz is duping with the end portals.
You know what would be really kind of cool? To make one of those automatic miners.
Oh yeah, you're talking about tunnel bore. Yeah, well that's what I mean. Like you need a lot of TNT. You need a lot of slime blocks. You need a lot of redstone. You need a lot of repeaters, comparators, all that shit, and you need a lot of quartz to make the repeaters, the comparators, the dispensers, the observers, all that shit that you need for tunnel boring. This is when you start getting into the redstone aspect of Minecraft. But you need a lot of
Somebody
you need
killed
quartz.
off some of my chickens.
All right, probably no. It was a lightning strike, and I watched it happen. It was crazy. They cooked half the chickens. All right, let me get back to this video so I can start because I'm trying to listen to understand what he's saying.
Okay,
Protected
well,
is smaller.
good night.
The overall redstone will remain the same.
Just in case I don't get to tell you.
Okay, good night. All right, you're gonna go bed after you eat?
Probably gonna go get a shower, but I probably won't be back on Minecraft here
That's what I'm
soon.
saying. You're about to get off. Okay, hun. Have a
Yeah.
wonderful night. I hope you had a wonderful
Whoa,
stream.
What the fuck happened here? Somebody broke 2 of the glass on the automatic farm.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
The wheat farm, somebody broke 2 of the glass.
I haven't been next to that wheat farm in a while.
See if it's down here.
Size regardless of which filter
I'm
you
gonna fix
use,
this, then I'm
just
getting
because of how much room we need to have in between the intake lines.
There's
The main
probably
benefits
a
to using the
creeper. Elijah
non-overflow
got blown up a
protected
couple
design
times when
is
he
that it
was on.
requires less items to be trapped, and then also if you're building this above a ceiling, it is a little bit shorter, so it's easier to hide the redstone and build the ceiling higher up.
Yeah, because I have to
The main
make a
thing to
chain.
think about when stacking filters is your intake line. You know, your intake line is this tube that the items travel through that needs to go all the way from the input to the output and pass by all of the rows of filters. So how your intake line is set up will basically dictate where your input and your output are and where you can put filters. So something like this that weaves out and then back around has your output be on the right side, whereas your input is on the left side. You know, then we also have it one block apart right here, 2 of the item lines, which allows you to mirror filters next to each other or across from each other and combine them into one. So here we have two filters being merged into that, being funneled down into a third filter right here. So this would filter out 3 different items. So the way that you merge filters together is what dictates the items that will be in each vertical row of chests. So like we could have a single one just for cobblestone, and then have the next one have 5 different items for all of the variants of stone. Or, you know,
That's
whatever
because we have, like,
combination of items that you
17,000
want to
instances.
sort down into single rows of chests. But without further ado, let's jump into the build tutorial. So for this example, I'm going to start off with just a single side and sideways chests, and then I'm going to talk about how to curve it around a corner and how to use horizontal chests. So no matter how you want to lay it out, hopefully you will
Okay, so
understand
yeah, that's
and
what
be
I
able
need
to
to
get
know.
it done.
Make
Now,
it
your input
curve it
chest
around
and your
corner.
overflow chests, your input and your output, are highly dependent upon your item line, like we talked about before. You know, this is going to change constantly just depending on what design you use and how many layers you build. You know, if you zigzag it above a ceiling or behind a wall, like with this first example, just curving it around one time with 2 layers, your input and your overflow will be on the same side, you know, because you just reversed the direction one time. Whereas if we curve it above a ceiling, like this design right here, well, now your input is on one side, the left in this example, and your overflow will be on the opposite side because it changes direction 2 times. Of course, you could always just add more hopper lines or a dropper elevator to change where your output is or to connect this to other systems. It's just good to keep these things in mind before you start, because if you have a specific place that you want your input and output to be, that will be dictated by your item line. As for the build area, you will need 6 blocks of space behind your storage chest, and your item line will be 2 blocks behind your storage chest as well. So if you're curving this around a corner or in a zigzag or something, you know, those are just things to keep in mind.
Okay,
And you
so
can expand the
you
number
need
of chests in any
1, 2, 3,
direction.
6
Expanding it
blocks.
horizontally will increase the number of items being sorted, and increasing it vertically will increase the storage for those
Amount.
items. For this
Yeah.
example, we're just going to have 2 chests per vertical row, but you could always expand it down or up. That is all totally up to you. Just the filters are
think I'm
going
gonna
to
do
attach to the
3
topmost chests, so it doesn't matter how many
I don't
chests
know if I
you
need
have.
41 of
And then we'll
each
talk about
item.
how to move the input and the output later on. Once you've figured out how many storage chests you want, we need to place a hopper pointed into the back of each of those chests. Now, on top of the top row of hopper, we need to place a line of chests that are facing sideways so that they don't connect to each other. Now we need another row of
Okay.
hoppers pointed into the backs of these chests, and this is where your filters are going to attach to. So we need 3 solid blocks attached to the back of each of these filters, just going all the way down. You know, no matter how many cells you have, it is all built the same. Then we need targets under there with torches on the side. So these torches will be powering the block above
Okay.
them, and therefore locking the
So do I
hoppers that
need-
are touching those blocks.
Does he have an item
Then
block?
above these, we need another row of hoppers, but this row needs to be pointed back into those blocks. These are your filter hoppers, and they need to be pointed toward the back. Then diagonally down from your targets, we need a row of blocks. Then diagonally up from that, we need another row, and we need to place dust on top of these back 2 rows. Then after we've placed our dust, we need to place glass above this dust right here. Then place
Okay, hold
dust
on.
on
I
top
have a
of it.
question. Do I need
Going to have 2 chests per vertical
targets?
row, but you could always expand it down or up. That is all totally up to you. Just the
That's
filters
what
are
I
going
wanna
to
know.
attach to the topmost chests, so it doesn't matter how many chests you have. And then we'll talk about how to move the input and the output later on.
Alright, wheat farm's
Once you
fixed.
figured out how many storage
Thank
chests
you.
want, we need to place
I don't
a
even know
hopper
how it
pointed
broke.
into the
Probably
back
Elijah.
of each of those chests. Now on top of the top row of hopper, we need to place a line of
So you
chests
place
that are
these
facing
chests.
sideways so that they don't connect to each other. Now we need another row of hoppers pointed into the backs of these
And,
chests, and this is
I'll
where
leave
your
the
filters are
honey
going to attach to. So
hive-
we need
I'll
3
leave the
solid
beehives
blocks
alone
attached to the back of each of these
for-
filters, just going all the way
so that way
down.
we can use
You know, no
them
matter
to
how
get
many
the
cells
wax.
you
Hold
have,
on. I
it
can't
is
hear
all
you.
built
Hold
the
on.
same.
Okay, what was that?
I said I'll leave the beehives alone so that way we can use it to get wax. I won't take the honey out of them.
Okay. Okay, no problem.
And if
Okay.
you need any more honeycomb, I have 18 down in my
Okay.
bottle
I
thing in
have,
the house.
Probably building that bee farm would closer to either my house or your house would be the smarter idea, I think. So that way it'll fill up and we don't have to stand by it.
It's close enough to my house that it's in range. Every time I sit here for a while, they fill up.
Oh, when you're inside your house?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright, good. Yeah. That's why I built the iron farm next to my house. So that way every time I'm in there, um, it's working. Alright then. Have a good night. Enjoy your meal. And I'll play with you guys tomorrow again. Because I'm finally getting all the resources I need for this massive storage system. I'm probably going to go down there and probably build.
I'll probably do what I did tonight. I'll probably jump over to COD for a while, play with Jesus and all them, have some fun, and then come over here to have some fun with y'all.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
Sure is.
Alright,
Hey,
hon.
you have a great night.
Good night. Bye.
Bye.
Then we need targets under there with torches on the side. So
we
these
have to
torches will
use
be powering the
targets.
block above them, and therefore locking the hoppers
Fuck, I
that
need
are
a
touching
fuck ton of
those
wheat then.
blocks.
We have a
Then
decent
above
amount, but
these,
I'm probably
we
going to need a
another
whole
row
bunch
of
more now.
hoppers, but this row needs to be pointed back into those blocks.
Does it
These
have
are
to
your
be
filter
targets?
hoppers, and they need to be pointed toward the back. Then diagonally down from your targets, we need a row of blocks. Then diagonally up from that, we need another row, and we need to place dust on top of these back two rows. Then after we've placed our dust, we need to place glass above this dust right
He
here.
said targets
Then place
because there's
dust
glass
on
right
top
there.
of the glass, and then turn and face toward the back, and place comparators pointed into all of this dust. So these comparators are looking directly at your filter hopper through those solid blocks. Comparators can see things through solid blocks. Now we just need an item line above our filters. So remember that the hoppers will always be pointed toward your output, because the items are flowing from the input to the output. So whichever direction your hoppers are pointed is the direction the items are moving. And we just need a hopper line above our filters sticking out one block past where our filters are. And we're going to build this other section later on, so for now we're going to pretend that our overflow output is right here. You know, an overflow is simply hoppers pointed into the back of chest to collect items that get skipped or that aren't being sorted. You know, so it's as simple as just hoppers pointed into chests wherever you want this to be, at the end of the line. But your filter section is now complete. We can just stack as many of these on top of each other as we want to, and then just attach the input and the overflow to these filters. So from the hopper that is sticking out past the filters, we're going to go up by 4 hoppers. Each row is going to have 3 blocks in between the row, or 3 hoppers in between the row. So attach this top one, we're just going to build another row aligned with the bottom one. And remember that each row that you build essentially reverses the direction the items are traveling. You know, this top one is going to the left, and the bottom one is going to the right. Because your intake line is just a tube. It's like a straw, and you're bending the straw to go in different directions.
Got you.
So if we want our input to be back over here on the left, or if we want to build filters above the ceiling, we can curve the hopper line back around like you see here. And if you plan on building filters on both sides of this loop around, if you extend it to have 2 blocks of space in between each row, the filters won't have to automatically connect. But if you build it like you see here, with only 1 block in between these 2 rows, the topmost filters will merge in the center. And we'll talk more about that later on, but as we can see, our intake line now starts over on this side. And if we wanted it to be on the other side, we could just build another layer going up or another loop around. You know, but regardless of which direction your intake line goes, luckily your item filters don't care, and they will all be the same. They will just start diagonally down from your intake line. And we're going to build this the exact same way that we built the one under it. And don't worry,
so
I
I
will
see
build
3
the
blocks.
non-overflow protected filters right after this. I just wanted to include an example of stacking overflow protected on top of each other, since this is kind of the generic safe design. But as we can see, the top one is pressed right up against the bottom one. You know, the bottom block of the top one is touching the dust on top of the glass for the bottom one. You know, but these are built exactly the same, you know, block for block. Don't forget the torches on the side of the targets, and then don't forget that your filter hoppers are pointed into those blocks right there. And the filter hoppers are directly below the intake line. And then the next row of hoppers needs to be pointed out into a row of chests. Now you can technically use any container, but the chest will give you more control over how many items get merged later on. But now we need another row of filters here on this other side. And for this one, we'll be using the piston-based non-overflow protected design. And of course, you could replace any of these with the piston-based design if you so desire. So we're going to start off right here with these chests, point some hoppers into the sides of those chests to give us a starting point. Now for the piston-based one, we need a solid block next to the output hoppers next to those chests, then a row of glass behind those solid blocks. Then diagonally down from that glass, we need another row of solid blocks. Then we need a row of pistons
ugly,
all
though.
facing the same direction under the glass. Now at the very end of the last piston, we need a block of obsidian to prevent these pistons from ever moving. That obsidian is very important because if the pistons move, it will break all of the torches that we placed on the sides of them. But now we need 2 rows of dust,
I guess
and then
this would be.
comparators facing toward that dust, like so.
I guess this would be
Now we
like
need to
in the
place in our
ceiling.
filter hoppers, but this time we need the filter hoppers pointed at the comparators. Now if you're having trouble aiming at the comparators to place the hoppers, you can always replace them with temporary blocks to give you something easier to aim at to place the hoppers. Basically, filter hoppers just need to not be pushing into any container. So it's just always safe when building these to have the filter hopper pointed toward the back, because there's never going to be any container where the comparators are. Now we have 2 rows of filters that are all being merged in pairs here in the center. You know, one on each side is each pushing into the same chest, therefore being merged. And that's where if you build this 1 block farther apart, that would give you more room so they don't have to be pushing into the same chest. But now all that's left is to determine what items we want to go into each chest. And then to merge the top sections with the bottom sections is as simple as adding some chest and hoppers. So now this very first one is sorting 3 different items into the same chest, 2 from the top and then 1 from the bottom into this row right here.
Oh,
Now,
this is the
before we load our
multi-item
filters,
sorter.
We do need to name an item on an anvil. So just take any junk item that stacks to 64 and name it something unique, so that this will never go through your sorting system. These named items are going to be your hopper filler. So now we need to go to our filter hoppers. Remember that these are the ones pointed back toward the comparator, and we need to load these to program them to sort a certain item. Now for the overflow protected design that has 3 dust and a target, we need to place 1 of the named item in the last 4 slots, and then at least 1 of the item being sorted in the first slot. And you will always have 41 of that item trapped in the filter hopper. Then for the non-overflow protected design that has a piston and 2 dust, these are going to be slightly different. So your filter is still the one pointed into the comparator, but we need to be careful not to place an entire stack of items into this hopper. We just want to place 3 of the item being sorted into the very first slot, and regardless of whether this item stacks to 16 or 64, we want to place 1 of our filler item in the last 4 slots, and then slowly place in more filler items until 1 item falls through. So for items that stack to 64, you will have 20 filler items and then 2 items in the first slot. But if your item stacked to 16, you still want to have 2 of that item in the first slot, but you will probably need less filler items. Now the reason we want to be very careful and not put in too many items is that if this reaches a strength of 3, it will drain the neighboring sections. So if you just shift click to insert a full stack into the filter hopper, it will drain the neighboring cells. And that's bad, you know, so be
All right, I'm out. Good night. Good night, obvious.
The non-overflow protected designs. And as you load your
I
filter
appreciate the
hoppers,
follow. Thank you
just
for
keep in
coming and
mind
hanging
of
out.
which ones are being merged. So like this first one is just a single filter from the front and the back, merging with the bottom one. You know, so that one's easy. We just do the ones that are opposite from each other, and we're going to merge the 3 types of cobblestone. You know, so there we go. We are
This
now
is if you want to
merging
make a
stairs,
multi-item
walls, and
sorter, but I
slabs
could do the other one
down
into a
into this
single
very
item
first
sorter, which is
chest. And remember that
so that
just
way in this
because
chest,
each
oh, it comes out
slice
all
has
3 of
3
those.
filters, you don't have to sort 3 items per chest. So like this second row, we could just have it sort only cobblestone and nothing else. You know, just have 1 bulk storage just for our cobblestone, where the first chest is for all the variations of our cobblestone. You know, this is totally fine. And like the more chests that only sort 1 item, the more available chests you have at the top to merge down into the next row. So like this one, we could merge all of the different types of stone, or 5 different types of stone bricks, or really how many ever filters you want to combine down into single chests. Like to merge these 4 together, all we have to do is turn this chest sideways, and now all 4 of them are pushing into the same container. Then we just run this down to the bottom filter, and now that row will be sorting 5 different items. Now, when you're merging these down, you could just use hoppers. It's just a little easier to insert a chest there in the middle, in between the hoppers, and this also helps give you more overflow to protect your non-overflow protected design. You know, it gives you more storage for items to build up in, so that it's harder for the items to start building up in your filter hoppers before you notice it. You know, because again, if items start building up in your filter hoppers, for the non-overflow protected design, it will end up draining the neighboring cells, and then those cells will have empty slots.
I don't think I'm
so
gonna
now
do a
all
multi-item
items will just
sorter.
pour down into those,
I really just
and you'll have
need
to go in and remove those items from their storage and redo your filters. Now for the overflow protected versions, if you don't want to have 41 of the item trapped in the first slot, you can add more filler items. This is fine, however, if you add more filler items, it will no longer be overflow protected. So if this fills up, again, it will break the neighboring cells, drain them, and break the entire system, and you'll have to redo it. So for common items, just leave 41 of that item in the first slot. But for rare items, it would be fine. So just continue this process until you have all of the items that you want merged together, merged together. And now let's talk about the input. So right off the bat, technically you could just throw a chest up here, add a few hoppers and just toss a chest up here. Have your input be really high and your output be really low. Honestly, this is what I usually do because I like to have my input easy access where I don't have to go inside of my item storage just to deposit some items. However, of course, if you want a dropper elevator, you can totally do this as well. So start off just by having a tower of droppers pointed up, and I would recommend having these droppers pointed into a chest that is connected to the item line rather than directly to the hoppers. This is just in case
then
you're
you can
double
input.
loading the dropper elevator or something.
All right, that makes sense.
It avoids potential problems. And then of course, you could always have some easy unloaders just by adding some additional hoppers. Toss your shulkers on there to be unloaded or whatever you want to do. But to power the dropper elevator,
you can unload
you
shulkers?
need to start off by placing solid blocks next to the bottom one, and then on every other dropper going up. Then place torches on top of each of these blocks, and make sure that none of these torches and none of these blocks are touching a hopper. You want there to be at least one block of air around your elevator, no hoppers touching any of that stuff. Then we're going to place a comparator looking at the bottom dropper through that block, going into a repeater, into a solid block, then turn around and have a comparator pointed into that solid block as well. Then another comparator pointed the other direction, then 3 dust. And make sure that none of this is connected to your other redstone. So be aware of that redstone torch and that dust. Just keep this totally separate. Now we need a dust next to that block, going into a comparator on subtraction mode, into a block, and then some dust pointed into this very first block right here.
Oh, I gotta
Then another
do
solid
that.
block
All right, I'm
next
gonna
to
do that
that,
today.
a repeater pointed back toward the comparator, and then dust going into the side of that comparator.
Oh,
So
damn,
this is
that's
what you should have.
crazy.
Now this is just an extended clock to make sure that no items are ever left idle in your dropper elevator. To demonstrate how this works, we're going to toss in one item, and as we can see, it continues activating even after that item is gone. So anytime there are items in that bottom dropper, this comparator will activate, which will power this extender, which will keep the clock on after the items have gone, so that no item is left idle in the dropper elevator because it keeps activating even after items are gone. And then over here is just the clock to power the redstone torches going up, which then power the droppers. And that's it. Now any item that you put in the input will go up the dropper elevator through the system, get pulled out by the filters, merged as you merged them using the chests, and then any items that didn't get sorted will end up here at the end of the intake line, or in your overflow chest. But now let's go over some more examples of how you can further customize these systems. How you can turn corners, how you can expand it, how you turn your chest sideways, all of that good stuff. So hopefully you'll have a better understanding of how to build your own custom storage. Starting off, if you want to turn your chest sideways, you just turn them sideways. Everything else remains the same. You only need one hopper per chest, not one hopper per row. And you can actually use sideways chests to merge some of your filters together in custom ways as well. But when it comes to expanding a pre-existing system, just remember that your item line is going to go 2 blocks behind your storage chests. Whether your storage chests are turned sideways or are front facing, the item line still remains 2 blocks behind those chests. And so expanding, especially the end of a system, is super easy. You just run the hoppers to a new overflow chest section. You know, it's as easy as that since they're already open-ended. Now, one thing to mention is that your overflow output can always have more chests than your filters because the overflow doesn't have any redstone behind it. You know, so it can have chests all the way up to the item line because it's just hoppers pointed into chests. You know, so if you want your output, your overflow, to be the same height as all your other chests, or if you just want to add more, that's all totally up to you. Now for the sideways chests, we still need containers on top of these hoppers for our filters to push into. And since the filters are every single block, you know, this actually opens up another level of customization. So like if we break out one of these chests and turn it into a single chest, and replace that with a hopper pointed into the next section, well now the first row of chest is only sorting 1 item, where this second row is sorting 3 items, because our filters are per block, per cell. And then this final row is sorting 2 items. So this is a further way that we can customize how many items are getting sorted into each chest. You know, usually I will build it like this because it gives me even more control. Not only that, but I personally like how front-facing chests look. You know, I've never really been a fan of the sideways chest in the wall. It just doesn't look right to me. Plus, when using front-facing chest, you still have the same number of item sorters, but you have half as many rows of chests. So you're sorting more items on average per row. So it just depends on what you're trying to sort, where, and with what style you want to use, or what style would be more beneficial. But here we have the first row is sorting 1 item, the second row is sorting 3 items, and this final row is sorting 2 items. And then of course we can expand the top section as well. You know, all we have to do is kind of break out some of these hoppers that are now pointed the wrong direction and just expand this over. You know, it is as simple as that to expand a pre-existing storage system. So just make sure all of the hoppers are facing in the same direction as they were, and just align it parallel with the bottom rows. Now you could even add filters in the corners or behind walls, you know, and then just connect those over to chests with hopper lines in other chests. You know, however you want to merge these things together is up to you. You could have 52 filters off behind a wall, and then just run those back to a chest using
I have unlimited iron, but
and now
goddamn.
that chest would sort 52 items. You know, how you do it is really up to you. Just remember that your intake line is a tube going from start to finish. But now let's wrap up this video with a few more examples of merging things together. So just remember that these chests that are coming off of the hoppers under the filter hoppers is what controls what is being merged.
I don't want a multi-item sorter. But I like the expandable bulk storage shulker loaders. Slot sorter. Shulker unloader. Okay, multi-item slot sorter, Java and Bedrock. Multi-item slot sorter expandable. I think I started this one. Simple multi-item sorter. Shulker loader, tileable, 100% collection rate. Automated shulker unloader. Custom storage using all types of item sorters. All types of item sorters. An item sorter guide stackable and non-stackable.
Keep being lazy about cleaning your apartment. No, seriously. Homaglow will clean it for just $9.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to another Minecraft Bedrock Redstone tutorial. In this video,
okay, let me go down there and get the rest of that redstone. Let me see something. Yeah, everything is maxed out, right? Holy shit, there's so much XP, dude. Look at all this shit. Holy. Look at all these sticks I got. I'm taking them because we need a lot of sticks for the item frames. I don't need like a fuck ton of glowstone. This is all speed potions. Underwater breathing. I guess I could grab more of these. I just don't see them as being so useful. Glass bottles? Yeah, sure, why not? Gunpowder? We have a gunpowder farm, so we don't need that. Crazy how I'm getting a lot of spider rays out of this. So I guess I'll grab these. I don't need the sugar, so we can grab this but throw it out. And yeah. Do I need to turn this off though when I leave? He didn't mention that. Damn it. That is the question of the hour here. All right. Wow. Talk about a lot of redstone. That is crazy to me. Okay, so we've got this. I think I'm going to put this here, put this here, put this here. The glass bottles are whatever. Okay, we'll put this here. This. We got all those potions. Hold on. Glass. And that's another thing. You can't stack potions either. Glass scaffolding. Okay. Okay, and then this. I just need one more row. I just need one more row of redstone and then I will feel comfortable leaving. Let me go ahead and go to sleep here. Okay. Let's see how he explains this.
We're going to be looking at item sorters. We'll also take a quick look at how to use item sorters as activations for both dispensers and for item key doors. And at the end, we'll talk about how to stack item sorters so that you can funnel multiple types of items into a single chest, allowing you to consolidate your chest room. But first, we're going to break down the item sorter into its basic mechanics so that you can understand how they work and be able to build your own anytime, any place. We'll also go over tileable designs, overflow protection, and non-stackable item sorters. But let's start at the basics. So what is an item sorter?
Non-stackable item sorters.
Is basically just a locked hopper. The hopper will unlock when a specific item goes into the container above it. When a hopper receives a redstone signal, it locks, so it can no longer push or pull items. This redstone torch is locking this hopper. Now we just need a way to unlock this hopper when the item being filtered needs to get pulled down into your collection system. We do this by having a comparator looking at another hopper. This hopper will be unlocked, but it won't be pointed down, so it'll never push the items into the locked hopper. This unlocked hopper will be your filter. It will have the item being sorted, and it will pull that item out of your item stream that goes above it. The most generic item stream is simply a line of hoppers going above your filter hopper. You can use other things to make item streams, such as water or ice, but for this video, we're just going to use hoppers. So your filter hopper is always going to try to pull items from the item stream. To prevent it from pulling any item, you fill it with the item that you want sorted. Just make sure that the last 4 slots in that hopper have a single item, so now the comparator will turn off that torch when that hopper has a certain number of items in it, which will unlock the bottom hopper and pull items out of your filter hopper. That is, until it's pulled enough items out of your filter hopper for the comparator to lose signal strength, turning back on the torch. You can also take some trash items, name them something unique on an anvil, and use them as filler for your filter hopper. Since they're named something unique, they'll never be going through your item sorter, and thus never going into your filter hopper. This is especially helpful when you're sorting out rare items that you don't want to waste. Just be sure to leave the item being sorted in the very first slot, and make sure there's at least 2 of it. Sometimes lag can cause an extra item to fall through the filter, so leave 2 in the first slot just to be safe. So now, anytime an item that's in your filter hoppers gets sent through the item stream, it'll get pulled out by that filter hopper and then sent down to your collection system. But if you put an item that's not in any of the filter hoppers, it'll just pass them on by and end up at the end. So typically, you have item sorters tiled next to each other so that you can filter out multiple different types of items, not just one. But this specific design is too wide, so it's not tileable. However, all of these next designs are only 1 block wide, so you can place as many of them next to each other as you desire. This one here is the most condensed item sorter. Just remember that your filter hopper is the one being looked at by the comparator, and remember that you don't have to use all of the same item. You can use named items as filler, so long as those named items will never go through your item sorter. This design uses pistons to redirect the redstone so that you can turn off the torches in such a condensed area. You will need a block of obsidian at the end of the pistons, not next to each piston, but at the end of the entire row, just because if the pistons move each other, it will pop off the redstone torch from the pistons that get moved. One of the nice things about these condensed item sorters is they only require 22 items to be in the item filter, but because of this, they are not overflow protected, which means if they fill up, whether they have filler items or no filler items, they will start overflowing and drain the neighboring sections. So as you can see here, this one is completely full of cobblestone. Even the locked hopper is full of cobblestone. So if we put more cobblestone into the system, it's going to unlock the torches of the neighboring sections, thus draining the neighboring sections, and they don't have items to replace them. So they're just going to get drained and it's going to break your item filters. But this only happens when the storage is completely full. So if you have enough output chests, or if you're using this to sort rare items that you'll never get a bunch of, then it's totally fine. And this is where overflow protection comes in. Basically, any item sorter that only uses 2 redstone dust is not overflow protected, but any item sorter that uses 3 redstone dust can be overflow protected. This design will need archery blocks if you tile it next to each other, like you see here, but because it uses 3 redstone dust, you can make it overflow protected. Basically, overflow protection means that if the chests get completely full and the hoppers get backed up, the items will start passing the hoppers by rather than it draining the neighboring sections. Overflow happens because all of the item sorter cells are sharing the redstone dust. So if one of them gets a redstone strength strong enough, it will turn off the other torches. But item sorters that have 3 redstone dust means that you would need to have a signal strength of 4 in order to turn off neighboring sections. And you can make that impossible to achieve by adding 4 single named items to the last 4 slots of the hopper. But to reiterate, this only works on item sorters that have 3 redstone dust, not 2. Item sorters that have 3 redstone dust and 4 singular named items in the last 4 slots are overflow protected. But really quick, before we move on to non-stackable item sorters, don't use redstone repeaters in your item sorters. Anytime that you use redstone repeaters in your item sorters, it will skip items occasionally. Redstone repeaters are too slow to keep up with the hoppers, and thus will skip items. And now on to non-stackable item filters. All the ones we talked about before were stackable item filters that use a filter hopper, but a non-stackable filter doesn't use a filter hopper at all. The comparator looks at the item stream, and when it notices a non-stackable item pass by, it grabs it. A non-stackable item inside of a hopper has a signal strength of 3, whereas a stackable item inside of a hopper only has a signal strength of 1. This causes stackable items to pass on by, whereas non-stackable items get pulled out by the filter. And item sorters aren't just limited to sorting items, you can actually use them as activation sources, so that when you insert a specific item, it activates the machine. Just as an example, a dropper trying to push an item into a filter hopper can only push an item that's already in the filter hopper. If it tries to push an item that's not in the filter hopper, nothing will happen. But if it does successfully push an item in, it will turn off the redstone torch,
the droppers.
which means that you can pull an activation source off of that redstone torch. This means that you can make automated stores, or even make a locked door that opens with a key card. We won't go too in-depth in this feature in this video. If you would like to see more on this, let me know in the comments. I actually have in the past made a 1-for-X automated shop tutorial, so you can check that out if you would like. And one of the coolest things you can make with this feature is a door that requires a key card to open it. I really like these item key doors. I'll probably be tutorialing out this specific door here pretty soon. And there's just so much you can do with these. I'm such a big fan. You can make like progressible item dungeons or admin areas, just tons of stuff. So let me know in the comments if you want to see this sooner rather than later. And now on to the final thing that we're going to discuss in this video, and that is how to stack item sorters so that you can filter multiple items into single chests. This will also give you an example.
Okay, I need
Stackable filter doesn't use a filter hopper at all. The comparator looks at the item stream, and when it notices a non-stackable item pass by, it grabs it. A non-stackable item inside of a and thus will skip items. And now on to non-stackable item filters. All the ones we talked about before were stackable item filters that use a filter hopper, but a non-stackable filter doesn't use a filter hopper at all. The comparator looks at the item stream, and when it notices a non-stackable item pass by, it grabs it. A non-stackable item inside of a hopper has a signal strength of 3, whereas a stackable item inside of a hopper only has a signal strength of 1. This causes stackable items to pass on by, whereas non-stackable items get pulled out by the filter. And item sorters aren't just limited to sorting items, you can actually use them as activation sources, so that when you insert a specific item, it activates the machine. Just as an example, a dropper trying to push an item into a filter hopper can only push an item that's already in the filter hopper. If it tries to push an item that's not in the filter hopper, nothing will happen. But if it does successfully push an item in, it will turn off the redstone torch, which means that you can pull an activation source off of that redstone torch. This means that you can make automated stores, or even make a locked door that opens with a key card. We won't go too in depth in this feature.
Alright, so you can make an unstackable item sorter, but it'll just put all the unstackable items in one box. So like if I want to do, for example, potions, how would I make it so that I can get all the potions into one section? Custom storage using all kinds of item sorters.
Glad Force Flex max strength bags with a 2 times stronger top.
This is what I don't understand. Is like, how do I get
Let's
it?
continue exploring the universe within art and the art within Redstone. I'm your host, Ledoux, and in this video we're going to go over how to create your very own custom item sorters, like how to link together shulker loaders, unloaders with multi-item sorters with your regular sorting cells, and also how to stack some of these things on top of each other so that you can sort multiple items. This video was requested by the user that you see here on the screen, so I'm going to do my best to give you all of the information that you could possibly need to ever build your own custom item sorters. This is also a continuation of my item sorter guide, so if you'd like to see how to build the item sorters, go check that video out. And I don't actually have tutorials for the multi-item sorter or the shulker loaders and unloaders, but if that's something you would like me to do, just let me know in the comments and I will do my best to get it done. But there are tons of different designs from different people here on the YouTubes. There is a lot of stuff that we need to cover to answer any potential questions that you might have, so you can always check the timestamps if you want to skip to a specific section. But the first thing we need to talk about is how to move items up and down.
Alright, I need to figure this one out.
Have you ever wished that your storage system could sort non-stackable items? Well, it can. I'm your host, Ledoux, and in this episode we're going to sort some non-stackables. This design was shown to me by a member in my Discord, and he has a fantastic YouTube channel where he does all kinds of crazy stuff with redstone. You should definitely go check him out, especially if you're interested in logistical redstone. He will show you some crazy magic. Be sure to check the video description for a link to his channel. We'll be going over his design because it's much better, but what you see here was the first thing that I came up with. The way this one works is we're essentially bottlenecking the hoppers. The bottom hopper remains locked until 2 ticks after an item has entered the middle hopper, giving it enough time to try to push its item into a container. The top hopper is locked both immediately and after a 2-tick delay to sufficiently
This is the one
bottleneck
that
the
I
system
saw,
so
but
that it works. But his design is much smaller and doesn't use any redstone dust at all. He uses a dropper instead of bottlenecking the hoppers. Now, unlike an allay sorter, this cannot sort every single type of non-stackable item.
oh, but it will sort potions, so that's good. I need that.
Capture your Fortnite highlights.
Basically, we can sort discs, books, bottles, potions, and shulkers using this redstone method. This uses the mechanics of the special containers to filter items, so a brewing stand, chiseled bookshelf, shulker box, and jukebox. The brewing stand filters water bottles and potions, the bookshelf filters out books, the shulker box filters shulker boxes, and of course the jukebox filters discs. All 4 of these will use the exact same redstone, but there are a few nuances, such as the jukebox's
But I don't
output
understand the
being
purpose
1
of a
block lower
shulker box
because it needs a
sorter.
minecart
What, you
to
just
pull
put all
the
your
discs out.
shulker boxes in
Now
there?
to sort any other type of non-stackable item, we of course would need to use allays, but they can be kind of hard to find and laggy, so it's nice that we at least have these 4 to choose from that we can build
Yeah, because I
anywhere
feel like
just using
potions, because
Before we get to the build
armor and
tutorial, because of how
tools,
simple yet
I
customizable
feel like
this
I'm
is,
not gonna
I want to
need
talk about the
those
mechanics
in
that allow this to work.
bulk.
Starting
Or
off,
I
we
could
have a
probably
chest and a
place them
hopper
myself.
pointed off to the side. This will bottleneck the item intake so that items go through this slowly. As items go through, it will activate that comparator, which will then activate the observer.
I'm probably gonna
which
need a
then triggers the
non-stackable
dropper
items
right as
section.
the item is inside of the dropper.
To
and then if the
build this
dropper
in
can push the item into
like
the container,
bulk.
then it does. So like books would go into the chiseled and then get pulled out and stored. But if it cannot push that item into the special container, then the items just get pulled
What if
out
you want to
immediately after
filter like
and sent off to the
certain
storage. So if we place in a bunch of items, we can see that the books are getting pushed into the chiseled bookshelf and ending up in our output for the books. But everything else is getting pulled out of the dropper and ends up in our overflow output chest thing. I mentioned before that the redstone is universal for all of these special containers. However, a shulker box is kind of unique in that it inverts the outputs. So the chest that is pulling from the shulker box will be pulling all of the random items out, rather than the shulker boxes, because shulker boxes are the only thing that cannot go inside of other shulker boxes. So all of the shulker boxes will stay in the dropper, and then all other items will end up in the shulker box. So in this case, all of your random items will end up here in the front, and all of your shulker boxes will end up over here on the side.
Oh, I see.
One issue with
do you
adding
make that
these
look
to your
pretty?
pre-existing storage systems is the output is super low compared to where the input is. So one thing we could do is move the hoppers over to the side, add some dust here on the back to activate the observer, and this will save you one block of vertical space by loading the dropper from the side instead of the top. Now, is this really worth it? It just depends on your situation. You know, it makes it wider and it adds dust, but it does make it one block lower. And the only reason I mention this is these lower the items by quite a ways. Like if you build all 4 of them next to each other, your input is way up there, and then every time it goes through one of these filters, it's going to lower all of the items by like 4 or 5 blocks. So your output overflow is going to end up way down here compared to way up there for your input. And also, I would highly recommend building a non-stackable filter before these, so that only non-stackable items are going into this system. Not only because this lowers the item stream by quite a bit, but it also bottlenecks the speed. So one thing we could do to avoid this being super tall is insert dropper elevators after each sorter. So items go through the sorter and then back up to the next one.
So I would need a section
this
like
does
this?
get kind of bulky, but at least your item streams could maintain the same height, so that your outputs will all be at roughly the same level. Now, of course, if we want to maintain the height of the item stream using an elevator, we will need some kind of clock to power the droppers. Now, with this simple clock, some of the items will remain idle inside of the droppers until more items kick those through. But there is a simple way to make the elevators fully lossless. But because these lower the item stream itself, the dropper elevators are almost mandatory. Standard filters only lower the output, but these are lowering the intake line as well as the output. So it can be kind of awkward to power the elevators in a compact space. However, this right here is the lossless elevator clock. It just extends the normal clock so the droppers stay active after they're empty to ensure that no items are left idle. And luckily, you can tile these next to each other. And this is the example that we're going to build here in just a second, so don't worry if it looks confusing. But luckily, none of this will interact with each other, so again, this is totally tileable, even if it is 3 blocks wide. And the redstone will be exactly the same regardless of which of the containers you use, except for, as we mentioned before, the shulker boxes will invert the outputs. So our box output will be pulling off of the dropper, and the item line continuation will be pulling off of the shulker box.
How
So
do
we
you
might want to
incorporate
turn
this
it
in a massive
sideways
build?
compared to the other ones, so that it's just easier to move the items away. Or like the jukebox, we'll have the output be 1 block lower, because we need to fit a minecart in there to pull the discs out. Now it's time to build it together block by block so that hopefully we can better understand. Again, I would highly, highly recommend having a non-stackable item filter rather than just mixing these into your pre-existing storage system. That way, only non-stackable items are going through these filters. So, no matter what kind of storage system you have, you're going to have an intake line somewhere along the top, usually just a line of hoppers with all of the filters and sorters connected to them. One thing to keep in mind is that if your intake line is 7...
Okay, so I need to have a section for non-stackable items. Because I don't really understand how I would go about. Look at how much XP I get, bro. This shit's crazy. Alright, 64.56. I kind of want to take a couple of these because these are good to have. And then, I don't know. Ugh, these speed potions are just like, why? I guess I'll take these because these are good for potions as well. The sugar, honestly, don't give a fuck about the sugar. Gunpowder, we have so much of it, but I guess I'll take it. It's never a good idea to throw out gunpowder. We have another stack of 64 of sticks, which we definitely will take. So, oh shit. What the hell just hit me? Alright, I gotta get out of here. What the hell just hit me? Alright. I don't know if I'm supposed to turn this on, off, or on, or whatever. But I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it on. Because he didn't say to turn it off in the tutorial. So I'm just gonna leave it off. And I'm gonna go into the nether. Okay. How there's a cow in here, I do not know. But anywho. Did I forget? Yep, I sure enough did. I gotta go back. Jesus Christ. I gotta grab the shulker box. Oh, the chunks aren't loading. Okay, let's fill this baby up with the last bit of redstone, which is pretty much almost full here. Grab this, and then we will be on our way here into the nether so we could head back home. And then I should have enough. So those are the non-stackable items. Okay. Not really sure what this cow's doing here. No. And I don't know why all this is getting sucked into my storage here, but whatever. Okay, so I believe I built a staircase here that goes all the way down. Nice little winding staircase. That goes all the way down to Y14. Oops. Okay, so let's prevent this from happening again. Perfect. We can go ahead and patch this up to make it a little bit more organized. And so it doesn't look confusing. We want to keep those blocks there. Oh, wait. Whoops. And there we go. Put that there. Perfect. And put this here. Maybe one day I'll build a staircase, but for now, okay. Oops. I just want to beautify this because I kind of made it extremely messy and in a rush because I'm sick and tired of freaking mining. But what we can do here is fix this up so that it's not so ugly. We could probably fill in the roof here. Probably not that low. Probably gotta put it like right here. We go ahead and place this here. Oops. Place this here. Oh wait, no, that's our... Not our entryway? Yeah, we don't want to paste that there. This here. Here, back here, we can... We don't have to completely fix it. We just gotta make it look like it's fixed. And then we just... Yup. These stupid ass mobs be fighting each other and they're so dumb. Okay. Grab this. Okay, so now for this one, we will just grab this, bring this across. That's all we need. And then put this here. Perfect. And we have one solid roof. Okay. Go ahead and break that down. Okay, great. There's one here. Perfect. Okay, now everything is absolutely perfect. Love it. Okay. Now we got our little fucking stairway going straight down. My hand hurts. Damn, how does another look so dark on the screen, but it doesn't look that dark at all to me? Okay. So now, with the sword out, literally just go straight across, or straight down, all the way back home. Super simple, super easy. And it's gonna make me grab all of this shit again. What I can do is make my little tunnel a little better. When you run and jump, you waste a lot of energy. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Cannot go to sleep in the nether, so I'm gonna do this and then this. Okay. Okay. Cool. Let's go ahead and head all the way back. Just building, what I'm doing is just kind of like encapsulating so I can make this extremely... I don't know how it's so dark. I don't know why it looks so dark on the stream. That's crazy. Sorry that it looks so dark, guys. Just sucks that I made my jump button R3 because I'm so used to it being R3. Okay, they did a lot of tunnels here, so I'm not gonna worry about that. I'm just gonna keep going straight. They made quite a bit of tunnels. Sheesh. I'm just gonna keep going until the output is maxed out. And then just kind of like fix some stuff along the way. Like my header. That way I could just keep that and not have to worry about. This 2 blocks high, which is nice. And then just go all the way across back to our very open area. Nice. Now that we have this all lit up, I know that that's the way to the witch farm. And now I can just run straight back this way. Because I know that the entrance to the exit area is this way. Yay, super easy. I'm just glad that the guys freaking did all this shit because it just makes traveling so much easier. What kind of sucks though is not having a staircase here, which I think would be beneficial. Okay, gotta make a right turn. Left turn is going to the Blaze Farm. Alright, we got pretty much a shulker box full of redstone in a very short period of time. That farm is extremely protective. I mean, extremely effective. It's good to have cobblestone in here. Key 58. What's in here? All the compasses. Alright. I think I'm gonna have a bowl of cereal. Okay, alright, what's up, zombie? You want me so bad, huh? You want these nagas? Too bad, they're taken. I gotta post this VOD on YouTube. I really do. I need to make a playlist section for Minecraft uploads for building stuff. Anyways, let me start. I'm gonna have to start sorting this redstone. So I'm going to put this down. I should make it red. Put these redstones in here as well. Oh shit, I actually don't even have enough space for it. That's crazy. Okay, well that's good. That's okay. I have to break this gold ore. And then I need to put all these potions away. So let's do that. And we already have a bunch of instant health potions. Jesus. I'm actually gonna need... Yeah, see, this is what I mean by, like, I need a bigger storage system for some of this stuff. Because, like, what the fuck? Alright, we've got plenty of sticks now. Wonderful. More gunpowder. And then I have glowstone dust for ingredients. Which I have a rack of 64 plus more now. Crazy. Plenty of sugar. Alright, I need to put this down. What's in here? All that shit. Jesus Christ. I don't know what to do. The glowstone. And then I need... Fuck. I have a lot of sticks now from this farm. Sheesh. Okay, I need empty bottles. Do I have a section for that? Yeah, I do. Okay, well, I have a stack of 64 plus 10. I need a bigger storage. And then I have all these potions of healing. All these spider eyes. And then I have the other potions. The strength one, then we have water bottles, which I think we should probably put these in this chest for preparation. And then, holy fuck, I got all these now, and I'm not gonna have space for them. Oh, these are 3-minute potions of strength. Wow. Okay, well, we can take this out. Put this here. And I have underwater breathing. Okay, I'm gonna need a double chest for most of this shit. Okay, wood. Oops. Let's grab the shit first. Let me grab this stuff out of here. Oh, and the spider eyes. Because we're not gonna do anything with those bottles right now. Spider eyes, we could put this here. Okay, so oak log. Okay, well, we have a decent amount of wood now. Let me put this gravel away. We have a lot of sticks. Holy shit. We have a lot of sticks. Alright, I think we should put the sticks in here for now. And then I have glass. 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 And then amethyst. Glass. I put in here. The amethyst I put here. Good job. I know exactly where I have all my shit at. Buckets are in that one. Scaffolding. I don't even know where to put the scaffolding. It had to be in this barrel. I don't have no space. Fuck. Okay, what do I take out of here? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just the torches, maybe. Take the torches out. Alright, and then this in here is just speed and water breathing. I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna do with that. And then this shulker box is now empty. Wonderful. Oh, and my ender chest. I need a different spot for this, but... Oh, ancient debris. Okay, I gotta smelt that. Does this go in the blast furnace? It does. Nice. Alright. Okay, those are all accounted for. Could keep the torches here. And this is an empty shulker, so I'll just keep this. Oh, I have an extra cauldron. Not really sure what to do with this. No idea what to do with this. Like, what do I even do with this? Oh, you know what? I do have some extra barrels up here. Oh, I have... Okay, now I know what to do with it. There we go. Let's do this. And then this. This over there. It's just an empty shulker box. This is just when I need food. Then we could put the cauldron in here. And then these are for banners because it's above the loom. This is dye. Okay. And then this shulker box is full of bottles now, and now I don't know what to do with those. So this is gonna end up going into the item sorter, the non-stackable item sorter filters. My problem is now, do I have to put all bottles into one filter, or can I sort the types of bottles there are? Go ahead and put all these in here now until I figure out, because he said you can put bottles, but can you sort the type of bottles?
Only non-stackable items are going into this system. Not only because this lowers the item stream by quite a bit, but it also bottlenecks the speed. So one thing we could do to avoid this being super tall is insert dropper elevators after each sorter. So items go through the sorter and then back up to the next one. You know, this does get kind of bulky, but at least your item streams could maintain the same height, so that your outputs will all be at roughly the same level.
You can sort.
Now, of course, if we want to maintain the height of the item stream using an elevator, we will using this redstone method. This uses the mechanics of the special containers to filter items, so a brewing stand, chiseled bookshelf, shulker box, and jukebox. The brewing stand filters water bottles and potions, the bookshelf filters out books, the shulker box filters shulker boxes, and of course the jukebox filters discs. All four of these will use the exact same redstone, but there are a few nuances, such as the jukebox's output being one block lower because it needs a minecart to pull the discs out. Now, to sort any other type of non-stackable item, we of course would need to use allays, but they can be kind of hard to find and laggy, so it's nice that we at least have these four to choose from that we can build anywhere just using redstone. before we get to the build tutorial, because of how simple yet customizable this is, I want to talk about the mechanics that allow this to work. Starting off, we have a chest and a hopper pointed off to the side. This will bottleneck the item intake so that items go through this slowly. As items go through, it will activate that comparator, which will then activate the observer, which then triggers the dropper, right as the item is inside of the dropper, and then if the dropper can push the item into the container, then it does. So like books would go into the chiseled and then get pulled out and stored. But if it cannot push...
Okay, my question is, shells and potion burrows like that, so cool. Definitely going to incorporate this in my warehouse. Most people want the box checker so that they can send it to an unloader cycle and unload items back to get sorted. I need this design because in my mind right now I'm focused on minutes for sometimes. Okay. Most earlier this year is quite impacts for 13 plus items, although I've got to say, unlike yours, it's complex to build. Book 1 is something I'll try. So basically, I have one chest that I put all my shit in, and then it automatically sorts it into the... What the... So basically, all I have to do is put all my shit in one box, and then it'll automatically sort everything into its proper boxes. Okay, can you make a mob head farm next? Yes, I've been trying to get there. Made a creeper only for a few weeks ago, exact reason I haven't gotten... The storage system building has two inputs, a shulker unloader and a normal item. Alright, well, this is great. I did run into issue with the note block. It seems to be filtering everything, not just music discs. I used swords in my test, and they have also ended up in the... What about... The only one that basically is incompatible is categorizers. For everything that is categorizers. For everything else, it's just a matter of where the bottlenecks will be. Some people like to put the miscellaneous first because it's slow. There will be no bottlenecking. But I like to put miscellaneous last and just have a few chests between miscellaneous and the filters for items to back up into. That way items overall sort faster, plus most common items will go into the filters anyway. Since I would never be unloading like 6 double chests worth of rare items or like flowers at the same time, stuff like that, I would sort using miscellaneous. So just 2 double chests backup. If you're using faster filters like the water streams minecarts, you need a faster temporary storage to hold the rollover. It's okay if items bottleneck and back up. So build unloader, non-stackable item loaders, most common items, stack filters, second most common items. Also like stacking filters merging with their outputs, so like all variation of deep slate can go into the same chest, or all grass dirt can go into... Could you use a fusion table to sort tools, equipment, swords out of the line? I don't believe any other workstation can filter things out, but if a hopper can push into the container and the container will only accept certain items, it will work. Okay, that was one of my questions. For tileable or pistons holding obsidian, but targets are much cheaper. Yeah, they are. Work for totems? No, only books, bottles, potions, disc shoulders. No container can filter totems, but LAs can. Work in Java. Okay, my question was, can I sort the potions? And nobody fucking asked that question. I'm just writing a comment. I don't know if there's anybody typing in the chat right now. No, right? Nobody's watching. I'm just typing a comment due to my witch farm, and I need separate storage for each type of potion. Is this possible? I can't spell to save my fucking life. How do you spell witch? Item sorter. Isn't it WITCH? Yeah, it is. Okay. Why? Or, oh, it's WI. I can't spell. I wonder how fast he can get back to me with that answer, because I really want to figure out. Potion sorter. Minecraft Bedrock. Let's see if I can do this. If I can find a tutorial about this. Easy potion sorter tutorial Minecraft. This is 3 years ago. Easy LA item sorter tutorial. Fast non-stackable sorter. Okay. How to build a non-stackable item sorter. 5 useful item sorters for Minecraft. Brother, sisters, uncles and cousins. All possible. Proof of concept. Sort individual potion types. Holy fuck, this is a complex build. Sort all 5 piglin drops, including individual potions, and discards 3-minute potions based on Ray's work. Holy fuck, that's one complex build. No, I'm not doing that. Is there an easier one? I don't want the non-stackable items in the middle. I want stacking raid farm storage system 2 years ago. Book/portion sorter, 1 block wide. Okay, so that was 4 years ago, but let me ask you something. Items from storage, potion sorter, build. Potion filter/sorter, redstone. Why is all of them 4 years ago? Automatic potion sorter. Java edition. Swizzles. Instant potion brewer. One touch tutorial. Oh no, but this is a potion brewer. No. Filter books finally. Oh, I see. Okay, so there is a way. 5 useful auto crafters you will need. Okay. I would really like something that's not. Okay, multi items are not so. Okay. Eight years ago. Why are potion sorters so hard to find? Okay. This is the easy item sorter. This is the non-stackable. Alright, you know what? There's just so much shit. I need a bowl of cereal. Okay. Alright, I think, okay, so now it's time to start making the comparators. But I also need all my chests. So I need to figure out how I want to do this. Actually, I think I'm gonna, hold on. Let me actually wait for a second. Let me go down here because I think I need to build different sections of things. This is gonna be one section that is non-stackable items section, and then there's the stackable items sections. I don't know, I think I need to expand these into terminals. So we've got this one wide entryway, and then I think I'm gonna need something. How many blocks wide is this? 1, 2, oops, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay. All right. If I want, what are the dimensions for the, let me look at my liked videos. What was the dimensions for his holes? Let's look and see what his dimensions were for his terminals.
Burt's Bees moisturizes with a tingle of peppermint oil that feels like if an Arctic mountain whispers.
That's just his entryway, but I want to see what his holes look like. Leave 2 blocks glab and clear area to the side. 13 blocks wide. Okay. 32 blocks deep and 8 blocks high. Okay, 8 blocks high. Okay, because then he clears the area for the fucking functions. After he's done building all this shit. And then you have to clear. So once he's done doing this, then he has to go in and clear an area for the system. Now, full sand, glass. On the chest, start clearing out the area. How big does the area need to be? He doesn't say. Okay, no. 6 by 31 by 11. And I only have 6. So this is actually going to be wrong. Okay, so I need, so 6 wide. So I need, so it was 8. What was it? 13 plus 6 on each side. So it's 13 plus 6. And so that'll be 13 plus 12, which is 23. I'm stupid. 25. So 25 blocks wide. So essentially what it would need to be. But what I could do is do the, because I think he does 13 blocks. So from the middle here, because how many blocks long do I have right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Okay, so we're going to do 41 here. All right, so let me place a block here so I could align. So this is 41 because I don't want this area to be counted into whatever the fuck. So half of 41, so half of 40 is 20. So if we put, this is 40. So if we start at 20 blocks, halfway is, this is 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Oh, sorry, that's 20. So, no, this is 30. And this is 38, 37, 36, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, 30. I'm sorry, or 20. Or 31, 30. Yeah, wait, hold on. This is 30. This is 20. Okay, so this is 20. And then 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. This is 10. Because including this block, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, how did I throw this out? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, hold on. 9, 10. 10 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So that stops there, which is a block away from that. All right. So we are at 41 blocks. Now that makes sense. So at 20, we build a what? 5 by 5 is 10. So 10 by 10 would be 20. Because we need 25, essentially. Unless we make each corridor one. So what we can do is we could make 3 corridors. Well, no, because I could make, okay, so I could make a corridor here. And then I could make a corridor here. So I can make 2 corridors going into this, and I can decorate this area into the 2 corridors. And the 2 corridors will have what? Overworld items. And then I guess the non-stackable items can go back here. I could always do that. overworld, underworld, and space. So we can do nether items on the left and fucking end items on the right. Well, we don't really need a huge end. Okay, we can do this as the nether section. Because it could be a corridor here, a corridor there. That could be the nether section. This could be the overworld mostly section. I mean, I'm gonna have to expand this. Unless I go on this side and do a corridor this way. And then we can have... We could possibly have 2 corridors. One here. And then we have 3 corridors for... Because then we could have for colorful sorting things. Because we're going to need that. And then... Because this corridor is going to go from here to here. And then all around it. I need all around it. And then this corridor... I have to expand this. So this one, so it would be from here to here. So I think I could do this guy. Yeah, I think I could do a corridor here. Even though the staircase is right there, I could push it in and make a corridor there. Because I need all this area to do the back layer stuff. But it doesn't really matter. I could turn the staircase. That doesn't really matter. Alright, so this is 10. Right here. Wait, hold on. Am I aligning this right? Hold on. Yeah. That goes here. And then what about this one? Did I do this one right? No, I didn't do this one right. I did do this one right. It just looks off. Alright, so we could do 2 corridors here, 2 corridors. That's 4 corridors. And then the non-stackable item sorters, I feel as though, could go here. Alright, let me start by mining this area. And I'm going to have to mine into here. But let me start by mining this specific area. And then I'm going to need my shulker box. I mean my ender chest, which actually I don't need to grab. Let me grab my... What was I gonna grab just now? Oh. End rods. There we go. That for this corridor. Okay. And then I have a bunch of shulker boxes here. I think I'm just gonna place these down in case I need to put stuff somewhere. We could just put these down here for now temporarily. I'm gonna keep food, my chest plates, my end chest. I'm gonna put these lights here as well, so we could have multiple lights. This, and then actually we could put this over here. We'll probably end up needing this. And then yeah. Okay, so we have to dig this all out. Holy fuck, man, this is gonna be so much work. Oh shit, I wasn't even showing you guys. Okay, so there's a bunch of... basically, I'm using a bunch of tutorials. Mixed into one. Do anything for my love. I would do anything for my love, yeah. Alright, let me see if I could do... We can do this one night. Alright, let's start building this corridor. So we're gonna do... Here's my thing. I think I need to go from the top down. So I'm going to do this number. Right? And then I'm going to go back. How many blocks? What do you say? Like 35? I think I'm going to do 35, right? That's what he says, 35? 31. Alright, so we'll go 31 blocks. Alright, so where am I? I am at... Alright, we're gonna find out right now. Which latitude I'm walking in. Okay, so this is 21, so this is 20. So if I go 31 blocks this way, that means 51. That's where I'll stop. Oh no. So I was at 20, so negative 30. Or negative... Is that 20? So negative... 11. Because 20 minus 31 is negative 11. Yeah, negative 11. Math is just difficult for me today. Okay. What do we got going on in here? Oh, wow. Okay. Well, you know, I didn't invite you. I don't want this happening to me right now. Oh shit, this is coming all the way over here? Okay. Alright, we're gonna have an issue. We are gonna have an issue here. And the thing is, we might even have to go higher. Because what am I only 6 blocks? I'm only 6 blocks high. How many blocks high am I? One, two, three, four, five, six, 6. And how many blocks high do I need to be? 11. It was 10 by... The beginning was 10. So I'm probably gonna... Before I cut this corridor off, I need to go down like 3 blocks. 4 blocks. This isn't deep enough. And I can't go higher. I need to go deeper. Fuck. 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 This sucks. It means the staircase gotta go lower. I need to go like 5 blocks. So like from here down? Fuck my life. Am I still getting haste? I think I need to put the beacons down here. So the level in which I built this is gonna be wrong. Because I need to go 4 blocks lower now. Just to be safe. Coming from this end. Yeah, haste is... I need to move my beacons. Okay, that's 2 blocks. 3 blocks. 4 blocks. I'm just gonna have to do it. Oh, I'm not getting haste over here. Still getting double jump though. Why am I not getting haste over here? Okay. Okay, and then I gotta come all the way over. You're still on 14 hours, Mom? Are you serious? Bro, you don't understand. I just had to make a witch farm, bro. Do you know how many farms I had to make, Titus? For this one fucking build? And I don't have my haste effect. Alright, I'm moving my beacon. No, because absolutely not. Let me fucked up. Nope. Or my dead fucking body. Where it truly lies. Which one is haste to? This one, right? Whoops. Yep. Alright, we gotta move the beacon. Alright, we are gonna move the beacon. To be honest... I'm gonna make this all out of iron now, because now I don't need this stack of 18 of emeralds. When I build 32 blocks that way, I'm wondering now what's gonna happen. I'm probably gonna lose my double jump too. I'm gonna have to move both of these beacons underground. I'm not having it. Where's my dad at? Oh, your dad and your brother went to sleep. I'm just here devoted to the claws, you know? Oh my god, my ankle. Again? What'd you do to it this time? I'm moving both of my beacons. Problem is that I can't put them underground. So I think what I'm gonna do is... Worth it. It's been hurting. It never healed. Sadly, I'm still dealing with this injury. Well, ankle sprains, if you don't go to physical therapy and like take care of it, it will 100% not heal right. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, it'll start healing right now soon. I might need to make an allay item sorter low key. Problem is when I'm with you, I'm an addict. And I need some relief. I got school today. Just tell my grandpa I'm gonna just tell my grandpa I can't go today. You always trying to skip school, bruh. I'm wondering if I build my beacons. I can't build my beacons underground because then I have to dig up and it needs to go to the sky. This is why I need another fucking beacon. My heart, baby, you make a mess of me. Yeah. I wonder... What do I need? I need a 9x9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need a 9x9. I feel like I could put it here. True. Because I feel like if I put the beacon here, No, because I don't think it'll... I need to put the beacon, like, right here. What are you doing out, you fuck? I don't know where to put the fucking beacon. I need to put the beacon somewhere. I'm wondering... Because I still get double jump if... Maybe if I put the beacon, like, right next to this one. Like, maybe... Damn, I can't put it side by side. I'd have to put it like this. But then it would be close to that area. I don't even know if it's going to reach over here in this area. If I cleared the bamboo in that section, I could possibly... Fuck. Hey, Taha! You got me fucked up if you think I'm going to school today? Dealing with pain all day? Hey, that's a word you're gonna to have between you and your grandparents, buddy. I don't know. I think I'm gonna put the beacon here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna extend this grassy area. So I have the blocks for it. What did I do with dirt? I can't remember. Right here. Alright, so... First of all, I do not need that ore. I do need this. I need about 2 stacks of these. And then I could throw... Okay, hold on. Sand. Where do we put sand? I don't remember where we put sand. Where did we put sand? Right here. Hi! But Mom, you said this is the other kid who calls you Mom? No, he's not. No. I was telling him that you call me Mom. That you call me Mom. This is copper, isn't it? Yep. Put this here. That goes in the trash. Stone. Oh, let me put... Okay. Hey, hell no. I never call someone Mom other than my mom. Okay, so granite can go away. We could probably just get rid of some of this stone. Okay, I'm gonna throw that stuff in the trash. Okay, I need a 64, 64. How do I have 64, 64, and 17 when it should be 36? Oh, because... Okay, I remember now. Okay, let me go ahead and grab what I need for the beacon. Okay, so for 36, that goes here. And then the rest of these, I can get rid of these 2 blocks. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Alright, okay, so I need to build this here. I need a 9x9. Okay, what do we have here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So we will need this as an overflow. And then we need 9 this way. I'm sorry, 9, 1. Okay, hold on. Let me make sure I count this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we need 8 and 9. We have 8 and 9. Perfect. Gonna go to sleep here. I have to move the beacon because it's too far. Okay, we got our surface for our beacon. This is a 9x9, so I gotta start from this corner and mark my way over. Mom, guess what? Fuck. Oh. What? Chicken butt. Alright, I need to go make a bowl of cereal. I want to start getting... You love me? I love you too, baby. Alright, I kind of want to reset. Guys, I'm going to reset the